Hello there! Today in this video, we're going to look at 6 very important things that you need to focus on if you want to learn and master Biblical Greek very quickly. Hello there, this is Ernie Aragon Jr. of Power Learning Biblical Greek. And aside from being a pastor, I also teach New Testament and systematic theology courses in a seminary and also in a ministry school. But aside from that, I was a learning coach and a memory coach. And years ago, I actually started a company that franchises educational products that help students learn very quickly. Years later, God called me into the ministry, and when I attended seminary, I actually used the same techniques that I teach my students in order to excel. And without boasting, I would like to let you know that I graduated top of my class, and I aced a lot of my subjects, including Biblical Greek and Biblical Hebrew, which I actually took at the same time. And I made this channel because I know that a lot of seminary students and Bible school students are having difficulty learning Biblical Greek. For a lot of them, they only take this subject because it is required of them. So they grudgingly take this course. And after they have graduated, and even before, they have forgotten a lot of what they have learned in their Biblical Greek. And this is quite sad because learning the biblical languages is one of the most life-changing experiences that I have had when I went through seminary. It has changed the way I view the Word of God forever. And I made this channel specifically with you, Bible students, in mind, because I would want you to have the very same experience that I had fun, and I learned a lot when I took up my Biblical Greek courses. Now let's move on to our topic for today. Probably you've all heard of Pareto's principle, where 20% of one's effort actually contributes to 80% of one's output. Now, I don't know if that is exactly the proportion in learning Biblical Greek, but there are actually just a few things that you need to focus on, that if you master them well, you will be able to learn everything else very easily. So that is why in this video, we're going to look at those 6 things that you need to focus on if you want to learn, if you want to master Biblical Greek very, very quickly. By the way, if you are new to this channel, I hope that right now you would click on the like button and the subscribe button below. Okay, let's now go to our first point. Number 1, learn to read as soon as you can. You see, one of the major reasons why a lot of new Biblical Greek students are struggling with their grammar lessons is because it takes too long for them to read. Grammar lessons usually start on the second day of classes and sometimes even on the first day. And at this time, a lot of Biblical Greek students still haven't mastered learning how to read. I have seen professors flash Greek sentences on a screen and then ask students to identify the subject of the sentence or the verb of the sentence. And you know what? Sometimes you would stand there for minutes because the reason why the students could not identify the subject or the verb is not because they don't understand grammar, but it is because they have not even finished reading the first few words of the sentence. And that is why it is so important for you to learn how to read as soon as you can. And check this out. Would you believe that actually 97% of students do not know that the method they use for learning how to read actually slows down their learning? And they are not even aware of this. Why? Because this is the approach that a lot of Greek grammar textbooks use to teach students how to read. So that is why in the next video, I'm going to let you in on my secret. I'm going to show you 4 tips that will help you to learn how to read Biblical Greek very, very quickly. And as a bonus, I will also introduce to you the system that I developed that makes use of a combination of the most recent and most effective techniques for teaching little children how to read in a very short period of time. I have developed this system in 2015 and I have improved on it since then. I actually have taught more than 300 students to read out loud Biblical Greek in just one sitting. And their level of reading in that just one sitting is equivalent to somebody who has studied on their own for about 2 to 3 weeks. So I highly recommend that you watch my next 4 videos even before the first day of your classes, even if it's just a week before, okay? So that on the very first day of class, you are already reading Biblical Greek. And the amazing thing about this system is that you don't have to sweat it. What you simply do is just follow the instructions in the technique. The system will do the work for you. By the end of maybe 2 hours, you would be surprised that you could already read. By the way, I hope you watch this video all the way till the end. Why? Because at the end, I'm going to share with you some bonus material that will likely interest you and amaze you. Let's now go to point number 2, and that is to memorize and master the noun case endings. Now, among the tips, this is one of those that if you focus on this and master this very early, it will pay very great dividends much later. Why? Because the noun case endings are the same as the personal pronouns case endings, as the demonstrative pronouns case endings. They are the same as the adjective case endings, and they are also the same with the participle case endings. Now, what are these terms? You will soon find out in your Biblical Greek classes. But let me just say that if you master the noun case endings, it will make learning all the other topics so much easier. So that you won't have to focus on memorizing anymore, but you would focus on understanding, on translating, rather than on trying to figure out the case endings of the different words. And I have had people I know who did not heed this tip. And when they were in much later topics, they were still slow. Why? Because they were still trying to remember, looking at charts, trying to figure out how to translate because they do not know the case endings of the nouns. Now, there are seminaries that use a tool-based approach in Biblical Greek. That is, they don't let their students memorize. They just use software and Bible tools to identify the kind of words there are. But you know what? Even if you are in a seminary or you have a professor that is like that, it still pays a lot to learn this, okay? Because when you do actual translation or when you do your actual study, it's a lot faster, okay? So it pays a lot to remember these noun case endings. Okay, I hope you got that. Okay, point number 3. Point number 3 is to memorize and master the 4 basic groups of verb endings. And these are to memorize the present tense and the imperfect tense verb endings in the indicative mood. Why, you may ask? Because it is the same with the nouns. These 4 basic groups of verb endings actually are the key to remembering all the verb endings of the several tenses of verbs. So if you just master these 4, the rest will be a whole lot easier. Now here's the good news. In a later video, I will teach you 4 simple chants that you could learn in minutes. And these 4 simple chants will help you remember the 4 basic groups of verb endings, which will in turn unlock all the rest, or almost all of the rest of the verb endings. And again, this is one tip that you should heed. Okay? Now, tip number 4, memorize vocabulary. Now, there are 5,437 different words in the New Testament. And it sounds like a lot, right? Now, of those 5,437 words, only 319 words actually make up 80% of the word occurrences in the New Testament. Now, that's good news. This means that if you master these 319 words, you will only have to look up 1 out of 5 words that you read. That is why in a later video, I will show you ancient Greek techniques coupled with modern day science that will teach you how to learn a lot of vocabulary words in a very short period of time. If you want to remember 30 to 50 words a day, that will be so easy to you. And you will be able to do this without sweating it, without having those nosebleeds learning vocabulary. You will actually end up surprising yourself when you learn this technique and when you practice it. So don't you worry, I am a memory coach and I will teach you these techniques in another video. So by the way, if you have not subscribed yet, this is a very good time for you to click on the subscribe button and also click on the notification bell there so that you will be given notifications. You will be informed when my videos come out. Okay? And don't forget to like. Okay, this now brings us to our fifth thing that you need to focus on, and this is to review your English grammar. And add to that also review the grammar of the language that you speak, your native language. You see, a lot of the exercises that you will be having in your Greek class are translation exercises. And even if you understand Greek grammar, but if you are not familiar with your own language's grammar or English grammar, you will actually have a hard time doing translation. Because you have to translate not just the words, but the meaning of the phrase in the original language and translate it, the very same meaning, to your target language. And if you don't understand the grammar of English or the grammar of your target language, then you will have a difficult time translating. Aside from that, in your first few classes, a lot of professors will already assume that you are familiar with grammar terms in English or in your language, right? So they would mention terms like nouns and verbs and adjectives and adverbs and participles and prepositions, infinitives, and the like. And if you are not familiar with these terms, these basic grammar terms, it will be difficult for you to catch up. So it would be wise for you to review all of these terms even before the first day of your class. So even if you're using a different Greek grammar for your class, your professor uses a different grammar, I actually recommend buying another Greek grammar called The Basics of Biblical Greek by Dr. Bill Mounce. Why? Because before he teaches the Greek grammar, he actually reviews the English grammar first so that you would remember and so that you could relate. So that when he teaches the Greek grammar, it will make sense. And when you do translation, it will also be easier. So you need to get that book. And lastly, the sixth thing that you need to focus on. Make sure that you attend all of your classes on time. And let me add to that, you need to give it your full attention. Especially during these times where a lot of learning is online, you can't multitask doing something else while attending your class. You need to attend your class, all of your classes on time, and give it your full attention. Why? Because it is a lot like math. Learning Greek is a lot like learning math, where one topic builds on top of the other. You've probably experienced this. Maybe you've missed a class in math when you were in college or in high school or in grade school, and you attended the next session and nothing makes sense, okay? Because the lessons taught previously are being used in the current lesson and they build up. So if you don't understand the previous lessons, then the current lessons will not make sense. It is the same with Greek. So make sure that you attend classes on time, giving it your full attention, and making sure that you have understood all the previous lessons. And by the way, this is the reason why I give you a lot of learning tips. And later on, I'm going to show you some memory tips. Why? Because I don't want you focusing on trying to remember during class, because during class, your focus should be on understanding the lessons. If you've memorized and mastered a lot of these things that I've mentioned previously, then your attention will be on understanding. So no skipping classes, no cutting classes. Attend all of your classes on time with your full attention. Now, as I close, I'd like to share to you some bonus material that I've mentioned early on. And this is a short clip of an interview that I've had on national TV around 16 years ago. Okay, and on this clip, I demonstrate the techniques that I learned and later on developed. And here's the thing: if you subscribe to this channel and if you keep on practicing the things that I teach you, then hopefully you will be able to have a skill level at par with what you see on that video. Now, I apologize ahead of time because that is an old video, and the one that I uploaded years ago was somehow corrupted on YouTube, so it's quite choppy. Now, I did some minor repairs on it, so that's going to be smoother, but the sound will not be that excellent. But still, it is a very interesting video to watch because you will see what these techniques can do. Okay? So again, like and subscribe and share to others who you know will need this material. Thank you very much.
Often, a good memory is seen as something that comes naturally, but there are ways to sharpen one's memory. By learning new techniques that help you concentrate and organize information, you can improve your ability to remember. To give us helpful tips on how to improve our memory, we are joined in the studio by Ernesto Aragon Jr., President of Power Memory, and Melissa Reyes, former student of Power Memory. Magandang hapon sa inyo. Welcome to ANC, Ernie and Melissa. Ernie, of course, it's self-explanatory why we should improve our memory. But most of the students or the clients of Power Memory has their own personal reasons why they go to your school, no? Na masasabi, no? What are the usual reasons kung bakit gusto nilang i-improve ang kanilang memory?
Well, you see, a lot of students nowadays, they encounter a lot of information. As a matter of fact, statistics say that the sum total of all human knowledge doubles every 5 to 7 years, and what's being taught before in college now is now being taught in high school and elementary schools. So they need to have a way to catch up to the growing information that's available.
All right, sige, umpisahan natin yung challenge, no? Before we get on with our discussion, I will be dictating some 10 objects to you, Ernie, to remember, and then 10 three-digit numbers, and we will see kung maaalala mo talaga. This will be a challenge for you. You will be applying the skills being taught at Power Memory, no? Let's keep that in mind. So, mamaya natin pag-usapan. Of course, we won't be to very, very specific details, but let's discuss some of that. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah. One reminder though, to add to the challenge, you're not supposed to give the list to be in order.
It should be given at random.
So you can call out a number, let's say 2, then mention the item on 2, then you call 20, mention the number on 20.
Okay, so if I say, can I start now? Okay. Number 7. Okay, I'll just put a mark. Don't look. No cheating.
Okay, I'll look the
But
other way.
ma'am, you should have to wait for him to say next for you to give the next number.
Okay. 7, table.
7, table. Okay, ready? Next.
5, cell phone.
5, cell phone. Okay, next.
10, treadmill.
10, treadmill. Next.
9, signboard.
9, signboard.
8, paper.
8, paper. Next.
6, biodata.
6, biodata.
1, laptop.
1, laptop. Ready, go.
2, building.
2, building.
4, mountain.
4, mountain.
3, universe.
3, rivers.
Universe.
Universe.
Right.
I'll just file that a little. Ready, next.
Okay, we go to the numbers.
You just make it like it's the number 11. It's just 20 item.
Okay. 18, like that. 18, 708.
708. That's number 18.
20, 117.
117.
7. Okay.
Uh-huh.
12, 685. That's 685.
That's 12.
15, that's 355.
15.
Yes. Number 13, 111.
That's number?
Number
13.
13, 111.
Okay.
Number 10, 352.
Number 11, sir.
That number
Sorry,
11.
sorry. Yeah, number 11, 352.
Uh-huh.
Number 14, 265.
Uh-huh.
Number 17, 620.
That's number
17.
17, sorry. Number 17. Number 19, 808. And number 16 is 452.
452.
Right.
So the next thing, ma'am, that Sir is going to do is he's going to take a minute to file and organize the numbers in his mind. And then when he's ready, he's going to give it to you in the manner that you want. Like 1 to 20 or 20 to 1, all odd numbers, all even numbers, or
Wow.
at random.
Parang computer pala,
Yes.
no? May filing pa pala ito.
Yes, she wanted to refresh.
So I would imagine there is an incredible testimonial
Yes.
from the students
A
of
lot.
power memory regarding
Yes.
these things. Is Ernie ready
Yeah, I'm ready.
to tell
Yeah.
us? Okay. Sige. Umpisa natin from 1 to 20 na lang, Ernie.
Okay. And number 1, laptop. Number 2, building. Number 3, universe. Number 4, mountain. Number 5, cell phone. Number 6, you have biodata. Number 7, table. Number 8, paper. Number 9, that's signboard. Number 10, treadmill. Number 11, that's 352. Number 12, 685. Number 13 is 111. Number 14 is 265. 15 is 355. Number 16 is 452. Number 17 is 620. Number 18, 708. Number 19, that's 808. And number 20, that's 117.
Wow. You got it right. Perfect score.
Or you can request them if you want it in even numbers or odd numbers.
Wow, that's amazing, Ernie. Grabe.
You can even call out any number and I'll tell you what's written there.